Hey crypto community, how are we all today? And welcome to all the Decent.bet family. Here today to introduce another new team member, James Sullivan. Welcome, thank you for coming out today.
Thank you.
Super excited to have you on board. James is a Nevada gaming attorney, been in the industry very, very long time, 10, 12 plus years.
About, yeah, 12 years, yeah.
Yep, great. And James is going to be heading up our legal team internally. So we already have our external team, Perkins and Cooey, but James is going to be embedded within the team, running the day-to-day legal operations. So if you could just jump straight into it, James, and sort of explain to the DBET community and to the crypto space, your experience, what you've been involved with in the time, and how you're sort of going to work with us internally.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm excited to join the team. I've been an attorney for 17 years. I started my legal career back in 2001 with Arthur Andersen, which at the time was one of the big 5 accounting firm. So I started actually as an international tax advisor. Worked with them for about a year. They ended up selling the business in 2002 to Deloitte & Touche, and at that time I left, moved to Minneapolis, and joined a sports agency in Minneapolis. And worked with a sports agency up there. They represented mostly professional golfers, some NBA, some NFL players as well. So I actually transitioned from tax to doing more sports marketing and selling sponsorships for professional golfers. I was there for 3 years. I actually started a division there as well, an Olympic representation division. I represented some Olympic ski racers and snowboarders. And then in 2004, my mentor at the time, Brian Balsbaugh, had left and started a poker agency. And he called me about a year later, and poker was just starting to explode at that time. And he brought me over to the poker side. I started in 2004 in poker. In 2005, I moved to Las Vegas, and been here for the last 12 years, working on, obviously marketing with the professional poker players that we represent. And then over that time, have become licensed in Nevada as well as a gaming attorney.
Great. So, and one of the reasons we're so excited is James has such a unique set of skills that's so relevant to our path moving forward that it's amazing to find somebody that's so fit for a role that is so necessary for this company to succeed moving forward. So you look at it, he has tax compliance perspective, Nevada gaming attorney, dealing with online betting, dealing with poker players, the list goes on and on.
And you understand crypto as well, right?
yeah, I'm getting there. Yeah. Not as much as you guys, but yes.
To have all those things bundled into this beautiful package that is James, and to welcome him onto our team, obviously you can see why we're so excited. So thank you for that background.
Yeah, absolutely. No, I mean, you touched on it. There's several big buckets. There's the crypto, there's the gaming, and then there's just the international law, international business, and those are the areas that I've focused on for the last 12 years in Las Vegas.
Yeah, that's amazing. As you are probably all aware, this is a complicated space to be in. There's a lot of gray area, and it's not just relating to crypto, but when you look at internet gaming just in general, there's all these various jurisdictions that require unique approaches, and they have unique laws that you need to comply with. And James, from a corporate compliance perspective, adds an immense amount of value, and essentially what he's going to be is our quarterback internally to help navigate this road that we're going through. You may or may not be aware of it, but currently Kurt, myself, Adrian, Chris, the entire team, particularly myself, I spend probably 80 to 90% of my time working on these items, speaking with lawyers around the world, understanding gaming licensing around the world, and to bring somebody in that is so experienced and has that bundle of kind of perfect skill sets. If I could draw it out in the most beautiful way possible, I would have drawn you to bring you on board and to alleviate that from our plates and allow us to focus on the core of the business and growing the business, and the other items that are associated with scaling this thing is just going to add an incredible amount of value. So, blessed, to say the least.
We've been in poker for so long, since 2005, like I mentioned. We've seen so many companies come and go. We were there in the early days when Full Tilt was founded. We were there in the early days when PokerStars was getting launched as well. We've dealt with all these international gaming companies for the last 12 years. We were here when Black Friday happen in 2011, and saw the licensed and regulated gaming being ushered in here to the U.S.
Sure.
And then have dealt with all those companies over the last 5-6 years as well. So, wide experience from the early days of Full Tilt and PokerStars to
the messy days.
to the messy days. So licensed and regulated poker now here in the U.S.
Absolutely. So you've seen the whole evolution.
We've seen the whole evolution. Exactly.
Experiencing that is just invaluable from an experience and kind of a value add perspective in relation to the DBET team. So incredible, and looking forward to James being our internal kind of quarterback of the legal team. He's our Tom Brady, our GOAT, if you will.
Jed can't wait to throw the ball across the field, right? So, I mean, you were around very early days. You've seen all these, quite big companies now evolve. You seemed quite excited when you started finding out about Decent.bet, and it's early stages. But what's your vision? How do you see this playing out and moving forward? I mean, obviously we're quite interested in moving forward quite quickly, and running. We use this term, running to regulation. So what excites you about coming on and being part of this?
Yeah, that's one thing I wanted to hear in particular. Is what got you excited about Decent.bet?
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen, like I mentioned, we've seen so many companies come and go, and we've seen those that have worked and those that haven't. The unique thing about this project is obviously the blockchain, and then how that technology interacts with gaming, and the transparency that it provides to the user, to the consumer, on the consumer end. So that's really what excited me most about this project was the transparency, the safety of playing on this site, versus, like I mentioned, back in 2005, where there really wasn't any transparency for the users on these online poker sites.
And that's one way that I really see this disrupting online gaming, is there's a lack of trust from the user to the online sites in particular, because if you play a slot machine or even electronic blackjack or anything of this nature, you have no idea what your odds are, right?
Absolutely right.
And do you have a realistic chance of winning? And blockchain, as you mentioned, kind of solves all that.
Right, absolutely. Like I meant in 2005, I mean, there were sites where there was issues with, the consumers were questioning the random number generators and these sites and whatnot. So now you see a company like this come along where there is safety for the user, there is the transparency on the blockchain, things that protect the consumer. So the consumer protection aspect of the business is very exciting.
And you feel that the regulator's going to look at it from that aspect and say, wow, there actually is some technology that can be implemented now, which should help moving forward, right?
Yeah, solve these historical challenges where regulation can only do so much, right?
Exactly, regulation can only do so much. And there's independent testing laboratories, GLI, that test the software and the random generators and things like that, but absolutely, regulation can only do so much.
Absolutely. So blockchain bringing in with regulation and compliance really gives us a unique opportunity, I think, to take this thing to the next level, and continuing to build our team and strengthen our team with people like James is only going to help all of us achieve our goals, which is something world class, never been done before, shooting for the moon, how high our expectations and how passionate we are about this thing. So yeah, very blessed to have you on board.
I'm excited to join the team.
Yep. Cool. Thanks for tuning in today. We really appreciate your time, and you'll be hearing more from James.
We do have one last thing.
Oh yeah, we have one more last thing.
Bring in James as an official part of the DBET crew and the Decent.bet team.
Look at that.
James, thank you so much.
Welcome
it's official.
Thanks, guys. Look forward to it.
Thanks, James.
Thanks, Kurt.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. See you next time. Take care.